I guess Sean isn't coming.
Welcome to the Rinky Dink Bullshit Podcast, episode 10 of season 2. With your hosts, with the most, the podcast god, SuperFly, Johnny Lee. And tonight we're supposed to feature a boxer named Big Chino. But Big Chino couldn't make it. So instead, we got Big Beard Dudley in the house.
What's up, podcast world?
And we got Killian with the most.
Sup?
Tonight, we're just going to be bullshitting around, doing our thing. Now, I apologize to anyone that may have seen a bunch of reels today because that was not posted by us. That was posted by Facebook. But that's okay because we're rectifying them.
Yeah, the cops like,
Johnny's been deleting all those videos for about the last half hour now.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's like literally tons of them. Let me share this. Why don't you let the folks know what's going on?
So anybody getting annoyed with us reposting that video over 1,000 times, it was not us. That's Facebook's robots doing their work.
and for some reason YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah,
And we're watching some Kid Dynamite. And boxing.
Going
Since
through,
we could not have a boxer inside the studio itself.
Yeah, it's going through, watching some old school boxing. Julio Cesar Chavez versus Oscar De La Hoya.
Back when boxers would throw hands. But nowadays you don't get that.
Nope, you just get a lot of hugging and dancing. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. I've never liked Floyd Mayweather. I'm sorry.
Nah.
The only time he's ever punched someone for real was Big Show.
Yeah.
But then, any other time he's running or clinching. So guys, out there inside the podcast world that's watching right now, I just want y'all to know that I'm deeply sorry for all those reels that y'all may have saw because those were not posted by us. They were posted by Facebook and its bots. And I've been, over the last half hour, making sure that y'all's feed is not clouded with bullshit. Oh, look, we got Julio Cesar Chavez up next. What is it?
Versus Taylor.
Nice.
Nice.
That's great. Because
Yeah.
old school boxing was way better than new school boxing. I'm sorry. New school boxing is for the weak.
So ain't they coming to that too?
No, just us, son.
Yep, just us.
Anything you want to say real quick?
While that's going on, I'll be deleting some of these. Yo.
We want to give a shout out to Killian's #1 fan, my sister, his aunt, Violanda.
Heck
Yvette
yeah.
Scorsinelli. Thank you very much.
That's right. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just deleting these reels that popped up when they shouldn't have. Because let me tell you, folks, it's hard being a content creator when you got a robot trying to do everything for you.
Yep.
And it doesn't understand the complexities of not posting 1,000 reels in over 3 to 4 hours.
Like I got one days when me and my dad were doing the concession stands. I got one that says like I sent you a couple days ago. And
Yeah.
then today I got one saying it came out 1 hour.
That's right.
Yeah. Facebook just doesn't know what it's doing anymore.
No, it's YouTube too.
Facebook's ran by bots.
Yeah. It's all the same. It's all ran by bots. They don't know what they're doing.
For everyone that's joining us now, I just want y'all to know that we were supposed to have a boxer, Big Chino, local boxer, but he could not make it tonight. So instead, you got us bullshitting around because we were going to have Big Beard Buffer here do his thing for Big Chino, but Big Chino said, nah, fuck that guy. I want a buffer. But, hey, that's okay. Hey, wait a minute.
Yes.
What took us back out of there? Come on.
I don't know. It said something got disconnected.
Oh, it's Leon, damn it. Leon is always on the YouTube as well. One thing about it is that you gotta know, Leon Lexington is always gonna be on the YouTube as well. But besides that, in the world of professional wrestling, we went to the Caverna Super Show. What was your experience with that, Joe?
Oh, man. That was my first time going to Caverna, and it was awesome, man. They had the the Kentucky Hall of Fame ceremony, and they had some great matches. We saw J.R.R. Rock in his final match, unfortunately to a losing effort against Big Stan Sierra in a strap match. But man, that was a hell of a fucking match.
Yeah.
Them boys went to town on each other.
You're telling me because I was up close to the action. I was filming everything. Man, every time either one of those men hit each other with the strap, you could feel it.
Oh yeah, I was way in the back of the table, and man, I could feel them fucking whips.
Yeah.
That was the best match ever.
Yeah.
And my second, what's it called? What's it called? It's the match where tied up. What's it called?
The strap match.
Yeah. That was my second strap match.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot who wrestled the first one.
Well, I'm getting close to having all these reels deleted because I just looked and the sidebar.
Is it finally to the top?
I don't know. Let's see. The only way that we can know for sure is go out and go back in.
All right, well, we're over here getting ready for WrestleMania weekend coming up here in a couple of weeks. Killian, who's some of your favorite wrestlers?
Favorite wrestlers from this WWE or
Well, let's talk WWE and then we'll get into the locals.
I have to go with I forgot his name. What's it? The Heat.
Jey Uso?
Jey Uso.
Yep.
Jey Uso.
Penta.
What a guy.
Penta's awesome.
Yeah, Penta. Hey, did y'all see last night's Friday show?
No,
Ray
man.
Phoenix is coming next week.
I saw an advertisement about that, yeah.
Next Friday, you're going to see Penta's brother, Ray Phoenix, in the house.
Debuting on SmackDown.
And I have to go with
Which is
Cody
smart.
Rhodes.
Yes, keep them separate, let Penta do his own thing, let Ray do his own thing. Maybe give it a couple of years and then come together as tag partners.
I used to not like Cody Rhodes, but now
Which is what they should do.
Yeah.
I can't like for WrestleMania.
You didn't like Cody Rhodes at first?
No, because wasn't he like a bad guy at first?
Like a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, back when he was a bad guy. So,
Okay.
but like him versus The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, Cody is the most over babyface right now. John Cena is. He dumped all of us.
Man.
He called us all a bunch of toxic, dysfunctional people.
And he
You know what? That morning, if someone would have made a bet with me that John Cena turns heel, during his final run, his last year, he's gonna turn heel. I would have told you, hell no, kiss my ass. John Cena's a fucking white meat baby face through and through. He'll never turn heel. He's gonna retire a face, and my jaw fucking dropped when he turned on Cody.
Yeah.
Hey, but who was the one that was saying that he was going to probably do it?
CM Punk saw it from the beginning.
That's right.
That man had his eyes open.
And me too, though, because that night when the Elimination Chamber started, I started thinking, if Cody don't do it, what are the chances that the one that used to say that he was hustle, loyalty, and respect would suddenly sell his soul to the devil? And then I started thinking at the Royal Rumble, he didn't talk about earning his spot into the chamber.
Yeah, but
He
sometimes-
basically called out and said he is going to put himself inside the chamber.
but
And then
sometimes-
the real started to turn on my head. And then at first it got solidified when he hugged Cody Rhodes, because there's got to be a reason why he was staying out there. Because you don't stay out there for no reason if you're not going to do anything.
Right.
And he's just going around, he's making it seem like he's all happy-go-lucky babyface for Cody Rhodes. Hugs Cody Rhodes, and then that face, that face where he just drops all emotion. He's just staring at The Rock, and The Rock goes
Yep.
Yep.
to him, and then bam, low blow. That's when I knew, yep, it's happening. And then he still just gets on top of him and starts pounding the hell out of him. Damn.
Yeah.
They put the boots to him.
Yes, he did.
Wait, I'm confused. For
About
some
what?
rea- this was yesterday. I was playing Fortnite, and for some reason I had John Cena. If you did not see what happened as Evo talked to everyone's toxic relationship, who's gonna buy it?
People still buy it. People are
Yeah, they
still gonna
would.
buy it. They're still buying his shirts. They're
Not
still
me.
buying his. I know, not you, not me. But
There's a lot of people that love John Cena, even if he is a heel.
Skin, but it's already gone.
yeah,
I kind of want it.
yeah. There's lots of people who still gonna like John Cena, even if he was a bad guy,
That's-
because he's been there for so long, and he is still a very good wrestler. Like
He is.
you can't
Was
take that
that
away
the
from
kids the
him.
baby? They would still like.
Well,
Also, people forget one thing. All of our favorites have had 5 moves of doom. And they've been babyface, and we cheered the hell out of them.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock himself,
Yep.
Triple H,
That's all you need.
many people, even Shawn Michaels.
That's all you need. 5, 6 moves. You can execute them to the, just execute them perfectly, and that's all you need.
Exactly. And
Make it entertaining.
people tend to forget that. People think that you need 10, 12, 20, 30, 500 moves. But all you need is 5. Because those 5 moves is you can get the fans inside that audience buzzing for you.
You talk, Cornette always brings up, Kevin Nash's had 5 moves. So what? I was a huge Kevin Nash fan, huge Diesel fan back then.
Same thing with Razor Ramon. He only had 5 moves.
Yeah.
But you loved him.
Right. It's the personality that's behind those characters that fucking sells it.
Exactly. Every wrestler that you know that has been a babyface or top selling babyface inside the world has had only 5 moves. And that's all that they've needed. Hulk Hogan started this trend because he was the first to have 5 moves of doom.
I don't even know if he had 5. He might have only had 4
Or 3.
or 3.
He had the big boot. He had the atomic drop. And he had the atomic leg drop. Those were the only moves they had.
No, you got to count the Hulk up. See, Cornette counted
Yeah.
the hair flip. For Diesel's 5 moves, he counted the hair flip as one of them.
Yeah.
So you count the Hulk up. That's a move.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Well, shit.
so yeah,
He
the
had
Hulk
5
up.
moves.
He had the Hulk up. He had the slam, the power slam, the atomic leg drop, and the atomic drop. Yeah, that's 4. That's 4. He had 4 moves.
Yeah.
But was it that?
Macho Man had 5 moves as well. And his elbow drop was the best elbow drop inside the business.
Man.
I ain't seen nobody do it like he does it.
Nope. Shawn Michaels had a really good top rope elbow drop, but nothing like Macho.
Yep. There's some that have tried to emulate his. I mean, I like Kairi Sane's Insano elbow because it reminds me of Macho Man's style of elbow drop. But Macho Man would do it like this. He have his elbow angled downward. He wouldn't have it up like this or out like that. He'd have just like that, have with this hand like this. Drops down, drops his elbow into your heart.
Yep.
It was like a stake being driven into it. But that's the thing. That's the only one that's ever done a great elbow drop. Because Shawn Michaels had a decent one. Kairi Sane has had a decent one. But who else can you think of that ever had a great elbow drop off top rope?
Not the top rope. I mean, Shane McMahon had a hell of an elbow drop. That's just because of the insane heights he was doing.
The leap of faith elbow drop.
Yeah, that's just because he was so damn high dropping that shit.
And he liked to drop it.
Yep.
He liked to drop it like it was hot. Some might say he was a glutton for punishment and a daredevil in his own right, and that was the truth because he was better than Vince McMahon in every way at wrestling.
Yep.
But trying to shoot dog jumping like it's hot.
That's right.
And I give Shane McMahon his credit. His elbow drop was a hell of an elbow drop. But I can't name anyone else that had a good one. Because not a lot of people have tried to do great elbow drops. I mean, we've had some, but they've not tried to capture the same steam.
Foley's from the apron to the floor, but that's just...
The only one I've seen is just...
I like Foley's elbow drop. For
yeah,
the
it was
elbow.
just because nobody else was doing it.
And also because
You ain't
his...
never going to see anybody else do that.
And his wasn't worked.
Nope.
When he was dropping that elbow on you, you knew he's putting all his weight down onto your chest.
You know you're doomed.
That's right. You were doomed to die from a Mick Foley elbow drop. Which also reminds me of Bobby Blade's elbow drop, which was also from the apron. Everyone has agreed that that's the worst move that they've ever taken.
Yep.
even the guys that have taken worse be like, nah, Bobby Blade hit me with the hardest move I've ever been hit with.
Shout out Bobby Blade.
That's right, kid. Bobby Blade's the man.
Uh-huh.
Great wrestler, great commentator, great elbow drop artist. Also a lone wolf, which he still is, even if he's got a team.
Great promo artist.
That's right. And when he came onto our show back in 2022, he felt like he could not do it again. We talked him into it. And within just 1 second of starting the promo, is when you start seeing that light up inside his eyes, and then boom, bada bing, he was hitting it word for word, nail for nail.
Yeah.
And then after that was when we start seeing him in New South, cutting the same promo.
Nice.
And he was thanking us. He was saying, we were like, we helped you back inside the business, Bobby Blade. And he looked at us from the apron. He's like, thank you, guys. Yes, you did. Thank you, guys.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Because up to that point, he didn't think that he was going to be back inside of it. Which I feel, because he had been inside wrestling for over...
Well, then I thank you, because New South was my introduction to Mr. Bobby Blade.
Hell yeah.
So, thank you for getting him, lighting that fire back in him.
Yeah, because at the time, he did not believe that he still had anything left to give to wrestling. And when we brought him on here, and he started cutting that promo again, you saw the light flicker out his eyes, because he believed that he couldn't do it no more. He believed that he had extinguished the fire, so to speak. But he brought it back. And right now, we're watching two men bloody each other. Well, actually, one of them's only bloody, and the other guy's like barely even bleeding.
Yeah, this is round one, about a minute into round one, and Oscar De La Hoya has split open Julio Cesar Chavez's eye.
Well, maybe he should have moved his head a little bit more.
Yep, you gotta move your head.
Because I see that the guy's taking shots to his head, but he's not bleeding. But this guy's bleeding all over the place.
Oh, no.
Oscar's getting it. This guy is bleeding like a stuck pig. While the other guy looks like he's freshly made.
Blue like a gusher.
That's right. Today's boxing wouldn't even understand anything about this.
Nope.
Because they're too busy wanting to clinch and not want to punch each other.
Mm-hmm. Like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
That was just a money grab.
Yeah,
Yep.
everyone said it was called scripted.
Yep.
I lost some respect there for Mike Tyson during that. Because here we have one of the greatest boxers that ever lived, with one of the greatest boxing styles known to man. And when he had the chance to knock Jake Paul's ass out with his signature style, you can literally see him in real time just stop.
Yep.
Stops the fucking uppercut from coming. If he had hit that, Jake Paul would have been seeing birdies and been saying bye-bye.
He wouldn't see birds, he'd be seeing stars.
Birds, stars, he'd have been seeing it all.
Exactly.
His eyes would flash before his eyes.
But what we got instead was two men dancing around each other, barely throwing in knockout shots. And when we did have the chance to get a knockout, Mike stopped it.
Yep.
All because he's getting paid more to lose. That's pretty sad that one of the greatest boxers of all time decides that he's not going to knock out a motherfucker that's his opponent.
If I was Mike Tyson, I would have drop kicked him.
Yeah. Because that's what everyone's wanting to see. Jake Paul finally meet his match.
Right. Finally get a real opponent in there. I mean, yeah, 60-year-old Mike Tyson, but I don't give a fuck. That's still Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and he still had the punching power.
Yep.
But when he was fighting Jake Paul, you could tell that he was holding back. He wasn't going for his signature shots. He wasn't doing all that. He's throwing some jabs, but that was it. Just jabs. He wasn't going for hooks. He wasn't going for body shots. He wasn't going for the signature peekaboo style.
Nope.
He's basically just winging it for those 8 rounds.
Playing peekaboo.
Yep. And it sucked because Mike Tyson is one of those great boxers of the old school times.
He was the first boxer I ever knew.
Yep.
We recently lost George Foreman, one of the heaviest hitters in boxing.
Ali says that's the hardest he's ever been hit was by Foreman.
That's right. Because Foreman had a style like no other. When he hit you like a brick wall.
Yep.
And even though Ali could handle those shots, they were still harder than any boxer that he'd ever fought at that time. And it's sad that Ali's gone as well because we lost him way before Foreman. Mm-hmm. You know, I wonder what Ali would have thought to Mike Tyson letting himself lose instead of going for it all the way. Because Muhammad Ali is the GOAT. If you're talking about the GOAT of boxing, Muhammad Ali is the guy.
That's subject to debate.
That's true.
I mean, Ali was great. I take nothing away from him, but if you ask me, my money's on Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, Rocky's good too.
I know.
I think Rocky is who Rocky Films is based on. Also, Mike Tyson was also a big fan of his.
Yep.
Mike Tyson had several people that he was inspired by. In fact, if you go all the way back to the 30s and 40s, you can find a guy in black and white that was doing his rope-a-dope style.
Yep.
Yeah, but something that let's talk about remember the older boxing games that had Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Instead of you had these good certain controls, you get Jake Paul. How did you add Jake Paul years before he was even?
They can go back and add him now.
Yeah, they can.
Oh.
But Jake Paul is an embarrassment to boxing itself.
Yeah.
In fact, today's boxing doesn't even pack the same punch as old school boxing.
Nah.
I want to go back to the back of my day,
Yep.
Yeah.
the real days, when boxing wasn't dancing around, when knockouts. When it comes down to blood, not just sweat, blood and sweat.
Yep.
Man, look at these guys. This is what boxing was.
Yep.
But today's boxing, you get guys that get hit inside the mouth once, and immediately they go for the clinch.
It's just all payday, man. They're gonna get $1 million, so you know why fight though? Why fight a real fight? You're just gonna get paid.
Exactly. That's why I don't like the Paul brothers boxing, because all they do is pay their opponents to lose.
Yep.
Who's to say that Jake Paul didn't pay Tyson Fury's brother to beat him by split decision so he could make it look like he lost, but really he just wanted to shut down the naysayers that were saying that he was always winning.
Right.
And then he went back to doing what he was doing, paying off people to win. There's so much that you can tell about it. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Like, you can tell when a boxing match is rigged.
Yeah.
Like here, you can tell that there's nothing rigged because these guys are trying to kill each other. You got one guy bleeding up a storm, another guy's just trying to lay into him. This is a hell of a fight, too.
Yeah,
Oh, man, these guys had a hell of a rivalry back in the early 90s.
That's right. Because back then, it's a real fight. Nowadays, you see guys that get punched once and they just want to clinch. Apparently, they want to make love instead of fight. Same thing could be said about the Tyson and Jake fight. It looked like they want to make love rather than fight. Because neither man was throwing body shots, neither man was throwing haymakers.
Nope.
Both men were only doing fucking weak-ass jabs to each other. We all know that Mike Tyson could have won that. But he didn't. Because Mike Tyson, in his own words, is, I got paid to lose more than I did than I'm winning.
I get paid more. I get paid and I get more paid again just to lose. Hell yeah.
And that's the thing about boxing today. You can tell when it's rigged. You can tell when it's not.
Yep.
But there's more rigged than there is not. Which is the problem that I have with modern day boxing. I miss when boxers beat the hell out of each other until each other could not stop each other.
I know. That's boxing. Not whatever this generation calls boxing.
And yet they... Oh, I think that... Have I done it? No, it tripped me. Oh,
Almost
actually,
there,
no.
man. You're almost there.
Yep, almost.
There's another.
The end is in sight, Johnny. The end is
It
in sight.
is.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, that I've been quiet It's just I'm just trying to
get rid of all them damn videos for you
that
guys.
these bots have done.
It says your thing can't be deleted.
That's it gets getting deleted.
Yeah, because the other one says your reels cannot be deleted anymore or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm getting it. I'm getting it because these bots suck.
All right, son. Who are some of your favorite local wrestlers?
Local, I have to go. What's his name?
Who can you think that has impressed you the most?
Impressed me is I have to go Misery. That
Misery.
It's big 7-footer.
I wasn't impressed when he got hit with a chair.
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw Kyle Magger take a chair upside Misery, and Misery just took it, ate it, and asked for more.
That's right.
Took it, farted it, and then drop kicked them.
Yep. Who else you like, son?
Alberto.
Berto, and Hippo.
Berto was great.
Hippo Power.
Hippo Power, baby.
Hippo away. Also came out as Robin and Batman.
Oh, for the last one? I don't really know.
And Zodiac.
Yeah, I haven't.
Now, Zodiac has a match against Misery coming up.
Yep, it's a mask versus mask match.
The loser loses the mask.
I thought Misery's retired.
No.
Nope, he's still here. He's fighting
still
for
wrestling.
AMW, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. And there's this new guy named Hobo Joe that's wrestling over there.
So, Killian, Zodiac versus Misery. Loser loses their mask.
And it's a Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball match. Who do you think is going to win?
Misery.
You think Misery's going to win? Right off the bat, no hope for
I
Zodiac?
think saying that. Who's gonna fight? Zodiac's a human.
I don't know
Zodiac's
because
a monster too. Zodiac is a monster
He's a
too.
monster.
Zodiac carries fire around. Has Misery carried fire around?
Yeah, but
Has Misery shot up fire to people and come up to
has
kids and
Zodiac-
throw this at their face?
Has Zodiac took a chair to the back and act like someone just tapped him on the back?
Yeah,
Well, we'll see.
he has. I've seen it.
Ooh, see, Johnny's seen it.
They're both monsters.
That's.
And what about? What were we saying?
Does that mean they'll take their mask off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their face.
If you lose, you have to unmask. You can never wear a mask again.
So just be Zodiac and not Zodiac the Mystic?
Oh, we don't know what it would be.
That's right. You don't know what it'll be.
He might have to change his whole name. We don't know.
That's right.
Which really always thought the Mystery was retired because I remember
We thought he was because
Scott Diamond told me he retired.
maybe he retired from New South. Maybe is what he was saying.
Yeah, he retired from New South because New South was gone.
And I think
New South is owned by Appalachian Mountain Wrestling now.
And Neon Ninja, he retired.
The Facade. He didn't retire.
Who?
Facade.
Facade's still
Yeah,
around.
he just didn't get his Kentucky license anymore, so he doesn't wrestle in Kentucky anymore.
Oh, so
That's right. Sometimes they decide that they don't want to do it.
Yep.
So then they go and they don't get a license for it. So right now, Facade's wrestling everywhere but Kentucky.
Yep. Kentucky is like one of the only states where you need a license to wrestle, and you have to pay a lot of money for it. So.
Yep.
so
I mean, that also stops fake wrestlers from going and trying to claim
Yes,
themselves
it
as
does.
wrestlers.
Yes, it does.
So you're saying you just need a license to be a wrestler?
You have to go to school.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And then you have to get your license.
That's right.
Not everyone I can't just go get my license. Like I have to have I have to be trained and everything first.
Exactly. You have to have everything correct. Otherwise, you are not going to get your license.
And then I have to go to
You need your physical.
I have to go to
You
the
need your
doc-
ID.
I have to go to the doctors, get a physical. They have to check me out, and they say you're not healthy enough to wrestle. We can't give you a license.
I have a question. So, I remember when I was back called Colorblind, the black
Yep.
what was his name again?
Sean Hoodrich.
Sean Hood.
Yep.
Did he retire? Or is he still
No,
wrestling?
he's just
Sean's still
he
wrestling.
still wrestles. I think he's more in Tennessee now.
Oh, that's okay.
Yep. Chris Crow ran him off.
Yeah.
Chris Crow kicked his ass so bad that he couldn't come back to Kentucky.
I still can't believe gym. What happened at the gym?
Yeah.
Why did no one call the cops? Why did the owner call the cops?
I don't know.
I mean, we've had cops call on us.
Yeah.
It happened here inside the parking lot. Andy threw me into a van, and the cops showed up to arrest someone.
Yep. Now, what about our brand new Nice Guy Andy podcast champion?
Love it.
Yeah, fun.
I said Marty Clay should have won it.
Marty Clay! Yeah!
Yes. Hell yeah.
Marty Clay is the most deserving champion that we've ever had.
Uh-huh.
There's no one like Marty Clay. No one like him indeed.
Is he going to break Icon's streak of 366 days? Let's see.
Let's see.
That's right.
Wait, who has had the most streaks here? I have all the rest that have been here.
What do you mean?
Icon Lee streaks here?
I'm getting closer, guys.
Icon Lee has held the belt the longest out of anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he's a cheater.
Well, yeah. As far as I remember, he didn't even win the belt in the damn match. He
Exactly.
just showed up and took it.
Well,
As far as my memory serves.
he did win it officially because him and Adrian had a Anywhere Goes match after Adrian had just wrestled a match. Because Adrian was stupid enough to say, I agree to those terms because Icon came and said, anywhere, anytime, you name the place, we'll make it happen. Accept my challenge. And Adrian just had to be stupid and Goldberg to say, yep, I accept. So then Icon struck right after a match. Came out, beat the hell out of Adrian, forced Dallas Edwards to get inside the ring, and he said, this match is happening right now. And then boom, bada bing. It was done and over with. Man, that's how he became our champion. But I tell you what, our champion Zodiac had the title and he defended it 26 times.
Wow.
And only lost it one time. That was on the 27th defense against AJ Alexander.
How many defenses did Icon have? 4?
About 4 probably. Because the difference between him and...
Probably about 2.
No, he had a couple. I know he had a couple. But, I mean...
Oh, look, guys, I'm almost done.
Got to have a federation that's going to showcase the match. Not everyone's always willing.
Exactly. There are...
Shout out to Tony Presley for allowing those matches to happen.
Tony Presley. Oh, you old out of New South Wrestling.
Exactly, because Tony Presley was a smart man.
Yes, he
He
was.
came in here and he looked at our Monster Head Championship that sat right there on that table. And he said, I'm going to put this on the line. At first, Sean and Annie thought they was lying. But me at home, watching through the TV, phone, saw him looking serious. I was like, yep, it's happening.
Hell yeah.
And it happened inside 8-Man Battle Royal at New South Wrestling at the Armory at the Gentleman Jim Chadwick tribute show. That was a great time because we got our very first dominant champion in Zodiac.
Yep.
And he went on to defend that for all over the states. He didn't just defend it here, he defended it everywhere, which was awesome. You know, I'm seeing the reels, but it's not letting me delete them. What are you doing, Facebook? Damn. I guess I've deleted them all. I don't know.
Wait, maybe
Facebook, man.
Yeah.
You can't trust these bots.
Press the restart button on your computer to see if that works.
Here's how we do it. Let's see.
Now, how much bullshit is this that the World Heavyweight title match is not the damn main event when one of the fucking contenders is named main event?
I mean, he might as well be called Mid-Card Jey Uso now.
Right.
Unless he's a semi-main event.
You're going to have a non-consequential fucking three-way match be your main event?
Yeah.
You didn't have your title match go on between a fucking regular fucking triple threat.
Yeah. Because what I think it is that they want to keep their promise to put Punk inside the main event. The only way that they can salvage this is if Jey Uso and Gunther gets to be the semi-main event.
Well, I mean, I see that, but I mean...
But at the same time...
The title's main event. I don't give a fuck.
It is.
Punk, earn a title shot at Mania and get your fucking...
I think they need to do... What I think is going to happen is Punk's going to insert himself into John Cena and Cody Rhodes' match. It can happen because, remember, the favorite that's old. And like... Last night, Roman Reigns sat inside the chair and he's like, "Ha you finally you congratulate me because you get your favor to be inside the main event." And afterwards, Punk's like, "Ha, but that's not the favor that I'm owed, Roman."
Yeah.
And Roman's face changed, and then Seth Rollins looked like, "Oh, this son of a bitch is getting inside the main event, and I'm not."
Yeah.
Gonna kill him. But knowing our luck. Where we see the women also be shafted. Will they be big carders?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
you know the triple threat is main event night 1.
Yeah.
And you know that Cody Cena is main event night 2. So yes, the women get totally shafted.
The only way that I can see any of this being salvaged is if the World Heavyweight Championship match happens in the semi-main event of night 1, and the WWE Women's Championship match happens semi-main event night 2.
You know what? I see that opening night 2.
Oh no!
I see that opening night 2.
The women's one.
Women's triple.
Yeah,
threat.
that could happen because it's happened before.
Yep.
The only reason that I like the men's matches better than the women's is because men just go a haymaker.
Yeah.
And like the one where they're signing that thing, when she came in, if that was a boy, at least one of them would at least throw the chair at the other one. Men, don't keep up.
But what I think it is that WWE's got a lot of talent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had some good talent that's been building up to WrestleMania. So occasionally there's going to be one or two people that has earned their spots that have to be pushed back some. Now, I'm not saying that's right or anything. I would prefer the World Heavyweight Championship to also be a main event. But I can see why he's being pushed to semi-main event. But they, so help me God, put him at the fucking third match. They're pretty much killing the whole main event Jey Uso thing by putting him in the third match. Because they might as well make him the mid-card Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Because the only way I can see it salvaged is to at least put the World Heavyweight Championship in the semi-main event, because that at least
I see it being
is close.
I see it being semi-main event. I do see that, but I don't know. It's just something about the main event not showcasing the world title.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big problem with Punk. Punk was champion.
Even the Royal Rumble, you had the Rumble, and then after, previously in previous years, you'd have the Rumble, and then after the Rumble, you would have the title match.
Exactly. And now, that doesn't happen. Actually, there's been times where the Royal Rumble winner has lost. Every time. It used to be the Royal Rumble winner would go out and win the title. But for a while now, it's been loss after loss after loss. Could we see this happen to Jey Uso? That's the big maybe or not. Because I can see him winning, but I can also see him losing, but still being cheered by the fans. Because we are in the minority. Because we're the outsiders.
Right.
While the crowd inside the arena, they might love Jey Uso to the point where if he loses, they're going to be cheering him no matter what. But us, we're going to be questioning to ourselves, was that the right decision? Did Jey Uso need to lose? But if he wins, then we have to also pick apart and decide, if it was early or not too early for him to win the title.
It is too early. See, I think he needs to win it, and yes, it will be too early.
Yeah, because there's no way that he can win the title and it not be too early.
Right.
But what I think it is that they want to build new stars, but they're hanging on to Jey Uso.
Right, Jey Uso. I'm sorry. I mean, the Usos are getting up there.
Yeah, they are.
You know, gray's starting to little show up in their beard.
Yeah, they should have been pushing the Usos as singles competitors before that. Yeah. Remember, Jey Uso went main event Jey Uso back in 2020, but he was not doing anything singles competition after Jimmy showed back up. And then they started doing nothing but tag team wrestling. And I'm supposed to believe that now, 2025, Jey Uso can be the world heavyweight champion and defeat the one man who I know could whoop his ass in a bar fight, Gunther. And that's the problem. Could he beat Gunther? Because honestly, let's take a step back. Jey Uso versus a man that's known as the Ring General. Yep. A man whose chop is so loud that it could break his chest in pieces. Could he really beat that man if we were talking about old school?
No. Oh, if we're going old school, no. Gunther walks all over him, walks him dry.
That's what I've been saying. And that's why I think that even now, Jey Uso should not be beating Gunther. Sorry to all the Jey Uso fans.
But I mean, like, if Jey Uso doesn't win, that kills the Rumble, that kills everything. Like that, I think that just kills him going forward. He might as well just be a tag team again.
I mean, it could, unless Charlotte Flair wins hers. But I can't see Charlotte winning hers.
I hope
because
she doesn't.
Tippy time just started.
Right.
And
Charlotte doesn't need it. Tiffany does. She needs this run. She needs to keep it going, keep it strong.
I mean,
and I think her going over Charlotte is, I can see her going over Charlotte to make her give her that strength.
Exactly. But I also think that if they do it, they're doing Tiffy time a disservice, but they'll retain the Royal Rumble winner being a winner.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose between her beating Tippy or Jey Uso beating Gunther, I would choose Jey Uso over Charlotte.
Yes.
Simply because Charlotte does not need the title.
Right.
She thinks that she is deserving of the championship. She is not. She may be a player, but her dad won his 16 titles not over the course of just a few years. It happened over several years, over 16, 20 years. Even now, his actual world title reigns is actually in 22. He never held 16, he held 22, but Dudley does not count the other 5 they held.
Nope.
But he has held 16 championships. And if Charlotte Flair thinks that she's even close to that, she got another thing coming because nothing that she does is close to her dad.
No.
Because this man decided that he's going to scapegoat her into having so many title reigns. And I don't like that. So if she beats Tiffany Stratton, that's a slap to Tiffany's face.
Yeah.
Because Tiffany has earned the right to go into WrestleMania and win. This is only her first title reign ever.
Right.
And she's earned this. But I can also see some bullshit happening. Charlotte Flair wins and get added her notch to her belt and claim she's this, that, and that. But the difference between her and Flair is that Ric Flair did not hold titles 3 to 4 years. It was stretched between years.
Yep.
That's the only way he held 22 titles. And in WWE lore, 16. But that's not being for Charlotte. Because if you remember, Charlotte has won her 14 titles in the span of just hot potatoing. I don't like that because Flair himself had to fight and claw and bleed and sweat to get all of his title reigns. Oh, look, speaking of Flair, there he is hitting Ultimate Warrior with the steel chair. And speaking of elbow drops, here comes... Actually, I hate this match because he hits him with 3 diving elbow drops and Ultimate Warrior kicks out like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that Ric Flair was giving us I think Randy Savage was giving us the face like, you guys know he's going to kick out on these, right? So then he chose to jump on Flair and got his knee whacked. I'm almost done with this. I mean, they left it with thousands, and I've been at this since about 5. No idea why Facebook has its bots do things for it, but it does. And look at Bobby Heenan.
That's
no, it's Kurt Hennig.
Yeah.
Well, at this time, Flair did have Bobby Heenan with him.
Yep.
And now he's going to work on the guy's leg and try to take it out. But wait. Didn't he attack Ultimate Warrior? So why is he attacking Savage as well?
I can't hear you. Use the birth girls.
And look at this. Ultimate Warrior's face paint is gone. He's picking Savage up. Savage is hopping up on one leg, holding up the belt. Savage cannot stand.
On both of them?
Crazy stuff.
Well, if you gotta go bathroom, that's the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Join forces for the Mega Power. You know, Bobby Bladens and Scott Diamond had the best version of the Mega Power's handshake ever.
Oh, yeah.
They did it here at the studio before, too. Greatest tag team in the world.
Hey, Johnny, I'll be right back, brother.
All right, brother. But you see, guys, tonight was supposed to be a boxer. A big Chino. He's not here, so he's kicking it with me. And what we're doing is we're watching some old school wrestling. Right now we're watching the guy that claims that he's the babyface, but he's not. A babyface does not take another man's woman and ogle her. He does not take another man's woman and pick her up inside his arms like he's the only knight in shining armor there. But Hulk Hogan did. And I'm supposed to believe that Hulk Hogan was the babyface there. Randy Savage had every right to snap off that night that he did. Savage is what you call a real crash out. Because his friend, his so-called best buddy, Hulk Hogan, decided that he's going to ogle and fawn over his woman, Miss Elizabeth, for weeks upon weeks upon weeks upon months. And then when Savage finally snaps off on this dumb son bitch, Hulk Hogan has the gall, the absolute gall, to act like Savage was always the villain. Now, I don't know about any of you, but when another man ogles my woman, falls over my woman, picks her up inside his arms, puts her up against his chest, does a lot of things that's intimate, how the fuck am I the bad guy? So how did Macho Man become the heel of that program? I'll tell you how, because Hulk Hogan has been the heel the entire time. Nobody even realized. Y'all think the NWO Hulk Hogan was the heel? That was just Hulk Hogan showing his true colors the whole time. Bobby Heenan was right when he said that Hulk Hogan was a villain. Because he was. Because think about this. Not only did he do that to Randy Savage, but then Royal Rumble 1992. He grabbed Sid Vicious' arm. All because Sid Vicious eliminated him. It was every man for themselves. And Hulk Hogan acted like a butthurt person because his tag team partner, Sid Justice, eliminated him. So what does he do? He grabs Sid's arm, allowing Ric Flair to eliminate Sid. But I'm supposed to believe that out of blue, Sid Justice is the heel. What kind of logic is that? If we go by that, then every other heel that's ever been a heel is actually a babyface. There's been a lot of heels that have had logical things to say about the babyface. And I'm supposed to believe that they were heels. When Hulk Hogan, who is actually a heel that's being called a babyface, was not a babyface. That's some bullshit to my eyes. I'll tell you that. And yet, Hulk Hogan was the babyface. I'm sorry, but I cannot believe that because Hulk Hogan has been doing heel shit since the very beginning. NWO Hogan was only the beginning of showing his true colors. When he stripped off the yellow and red, he was just showing his true colors that he'd been the entire time, and none of y'all could see it. Kind of like John Cena right now. Because John Cena finally did something heelish. But the fact of the matter is, he's doing heel work even before that. But all of y'all that were Cena fans were all so gullible that you gave into it, and now he's dumped you. He's dumped you like you were last week's Tuesday. He don't care about you. He don't want you. He don't need you. Sayonara. But just like Hulk Hogan, he was always a heel. Because you go all the way back to 2005 when he was a babyface and he was supposed to be our hero. He did things that only a true villain would do. Big Beard Dudley.
Yes, sir.
John Cena has always been a heel.
You know what? Punk called it. He's always been a heel. We
That's
just
right.
never saw it.
And the same thing with Hulk Hogan. Y'all want to say NWO Hulk Hogan was the beginning? No.
Oh, man, just watch him wrestle. Eye poke, eye gouges, back rakes. Hell, he wore a helmet with a fist on it. It was headbutt people. Who does that?
And also, if we go back to his feud with Randy Savage, this motherfucker was doing everything he could to be intimate with Randy Savage's
lust
woman.
In his eyes with lust in his eyes.
That's right. And yet, I'm supposed to believe that Macho Man is the heel?
Man, they do it to us all the time, man.
Exactly. I'm supposed to believe that.
The heel puts on a smile and we just eat it right up.
And that's bullshit because Macho Man was the face.
Exactly, but he
think about it.
He didn't smile.
But think about it.
Macho didn't smile. Macho,
I know, right?
He always had that scowl and he was always, so we thought he was the bad guy. Good guys don't act like that. Good guys wave the American flag until you eat vitamins and say your prayers.
But good guys shouldn't be fawning over another man's woman. Basically going up and being intimate with his woman.
Right. But I mean, we didn't see that. We saw the American flag. We saw the big muscles, the 24-inch pythons,
You're right. We did.
We were blind to all that other stuff.
He did everything that he could to sabotage Macho Man. Hate to say it, but he did.
Yep.
Because think about this. When Macho Man was inside NWO and he was a World Heavyweight Champion, who was it that took his title?
Hogan.
That's right. And think about this. The only two people that ever took Macho Man's championships was Ric Flair and that dastardly motherfucker Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
And yet Hulk Hogan's the babyface. What in the world have we come to where?
Now you listen to Bobby Heenan back in the day. He said it from day one. He doesn't trust Hogan. He never trusted Hogan from day one.
You see, Bobby Heenan was the true face the entire time. Damn it. Hey, I remember when Hulk Hogan was supposed to be the babyface in the Millionaires Club, and this man Roddy Piper came out and hit him with a chair. And yet, I'm supposed to be Roddy Piper is the heel. Roddy Piper was in his right to do it because he never trusted Hulk Hogan either.
Nope.
And yet, he's the heel. John Cena is just the same as Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Think about this. We go back to 2005. He's supposed to be our biggest hero. He's supposed to be the hustle, loyalty, and respect type of guy. But he's doing chain gangs. He's doing vandalism on limousines. He's attacking just like a heel. Well, where's the babyface in that? Where's the hero, John?
Nope.
I guess you could say it was always disrespect, no loyalty, and no hustle.
Nope.
And yet, I'm supposed to be that now he's a villain? He's always been a villain. It's just that now he's shedding his colors.
Look, he told us he's just being himself.
That's true.
He's just being himself.
And he dumped all of us. But that's the thing, too, because now that that's happened, you're seeing a lot of great stuff from Triple H's writing.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Because this was planned. They can't tell me that they did not plan him to turn heel last year.
Oh, yeah, they knew it.
Because they were seeds planted.
Yep.
When they announced his farewell, they knew what they were going to do.
Exactly. And then when The Rock came, people didn't realize, but he did John Cena's symbol. This one right here. When he was holding up this tree, he had it angled where you cannot see this part right here. You could only see the fingers. Right. All this time, folks, The Rock was telling you John Cena was going to turn heel because this is John Cena's word life. Thugonomics style hand gesture.
Yep.
And The Rock literally was doing that in front of the camera with this finger right here hidden. That's good storytelling.
That is good storytelling right there.
Yep.
But I also think that there's someone else that's going to turn. There's a possibility.
You think there's going to be another turn?
I do.
Who is it? What do you think?
It could be Randy Orton because he has history with Cody.
Yep.
It could also be CM Punk. Remember, think about it. The anti-establishment guy, no one thinks it. He has been corporate before, back in his Ring of Honor days. He could easily turn on Cody. In fact, his favorite to get put inside the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 could be to put the towel on John Cena. And him explain it as why. Because he saw what John Cena was selling, and he bought into it. Think about that. That's a good story to go with.
That's some deep thought right there, Johnny.
That's why I was thinking, because when I saw that CM Punk has been corporate before, I realized what would be the greatest swerve that happened right now. Now, John Cena's turned heel.
Yeah.
One man could turn heel and bring it all together. That man is the only man that likes to do X like that. Likes to do, it's clobbering time. CM Punk, because remember, he's anti-establishment, he's anti-corporation. But what happens when he does, finally, sell his soul to the devil? And he tells us all why he bought in. That's going to be a hell of a story to tell.
Hey, Johnny. So back to when John Cena was demolishing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
The one that really confused me, why was Travis Scott there?
The reason why Travis Scott was there, because he was their Dennis Rodman.
They needed a star.
Yep.
And right now they're doing YouTube stars.
And also, Travis Scott's willing to learn to wrestle.
They had ISO Speed at the Royal Rumble. You know, they had Travis Scott.
Out of all the rappers, Drake, EDP, out of all of them.
Well, they got to pick someone. They picked Travis Scott.
Also, the fact is, Travis Scott's willing to learn. He's actually getting training.
Oh.
And we could see Bad Bunny versus him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against it.
Nope.
I didn't even mind they slapped Cody Rhodes real, because that added to the moment. It got people talking.
Yep.
And clearly, Cody Rhodes wasn't upset about it, because if Cody Rhodes was, he would have went and he gave a receipt right then and there. Because all you got to do is get backstage and slap a motherfucker.
Yep.
But he didn't. He said that Travis Scott didn't punch him. He didn't slap him hard enough. But that's live because we could all see it on his face.
Oh,
he had the bruise.
The way he turned his head. Yeah.
But I think that added to it because it shows that he got his ass beat by all three.
Yeah.
Even though Travis Scott was getting out of the way sometimes, and John Cena and Rock had to keep on telling him to move during certain spots, he added to the moment. People keep on saying, why was Travis Scott there? Well, there's a reason why. The NWO had Dennis Rodman.
Yep.
And Dennis Rodman, just like Travis Scott, was out of his element. But he took to the heelness. Travis Scott took to the heelness right away. He knew immediately that this meant that he's going to be heel. So he was doing the sage because he's saging himself off of the bad juju. And then he took to the whooping that ass. Just like that. And Cody Rhodes, I bet, told him, you better slap me with all you got or I'm going to hit you harder than you hit me. Because Cody Rhodes has done that before. I think he told Sean Spears, you better hit me with that chair as hard as you can. But when we get back, I'm going to hit you harder than you hit me. And Sean Spears laid that chair shot in. Just like Cody Rhodes wanted.
Yep.
That's why I don't hate the idea that Travis Scott was part of that, because it makes the final boss look like the final boss. He's got an entourage.
Yeah.
Because Travis Scott already showed that he's a wrestling fan. He's already done entrances, and also, who better have for that? Then remember this: Cody Rhodes and Travis Scott did a stakeout video. Yeah. Remember for one of the PLEs. So that's why Travis Scott was there. Travis Scott turned on the guy that he was taking out a PLE for. I think they were taking out the Money in Bank arena. And now Travis Scott laid the final nail into the coffin when he slapped the shit out of him. Basically told him, when we was taking out shit, I was watching you, dog. I was watching you for the final boss. And that's what's happened. I think that was great. What were your thoughts on it?
Man, it was a spectacle. That's what wrestling is. Wrestling is supposed to be a spectacle. It's supposed to get you talking. It's supposed to get you questioning what's going to happen next. Why do they do that? Why is he there? So that's why they did it, and just for us to sit back and see what's next and us to talk about it.
That's true. I mean, look, they did something right because ESPN was talking about it. The news was talking about it. Everywhere was talking about it. Even Yahoo News was.
We're getting ready for WrestleMania. And WrestleMania, since day one, has brought out all the big stars.
And people just don't recall how big of a spectacle WrestleMania has been. Since WrestleMania 1 all the way to now, it's brought celebrities. Yep. It's brought media attention. It's brought paparazzi. It's brought all eyes onto wrestling. And that's why I loved that Travis Scott was there, because I knew Travis Scott being there was for a reason. Yep. People, my favorite thing is when people are like, why is Travis Scott there? He's so out of place. But what they don't realize is that the final boss needs his entourage, his homeboys, so to speak.
What was your question, son?
So John Cena says if he wins, he gotta take it home.
Right.
Is he allowed to do that?
He's going to ruin it for us.
Well, if I have the belt and I say I retire, then that's it.
Yeah, CM Punk did it.
I retire as the champion.
Remember, CM Punk did it. Remember at the Money in Bank.
Yep.
He won the title and he took it, and Dudley had no Dudley title. Yep. They had to make a fake one, which prompted Punk to finally come back and be like, you know what? Since y'all going to have this fake championship being defended, let's have it versus me, and we'll find out who the real WWE champion is. Yep. And he ended up winning, and he went on to hold the title for 434 days.
Jeez.
Oh, my God. Guys, I've done it.
All right, Johnny.
Finally, after 45 years.
Man, it took over.
Out of school.
It took over 3 hours actually to do that.
Man, just sitting there and click, delete.
Yes.
3 hours, man.
Man.
Everyone say it with me. F Facebook for doing that. F those bots actually.
Yes.
That's right.
Why was you letting the bots do it? F you.
The robots are
But,
bad.
But for anybody who's asking, why was Travis Scott there? Why, go back and ask, why was Cyndi Lauper there? Why was Mike Tyson there? Why was Dennis Rodman there? Why was Liberace there?
Why was Jay Leno wrestling?
Yeah, why was Leno there? Why was Muhammad Ali there? Why was, why was anybody there?
Wait,
Exactly.
Mike Tyson's been a WWE?
Yes.
Yep. I'll show you.
Yep.
But yet, we'll pull it up right now. Because I remember it. Mike Tyson was in WWE, and he actually knocked out Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
After he made Shawn Michaels believe that he was DX for life. Which was a pretty cool thing. And you know what's funny? Is that it looked like he really punched him.
Oh, man. And that's how you know Michaels is a seller.
Yep. Also, Mike Tyson was a big WWE fan.
Oh, wow.
This was the original time when Mike Tyson was there. This was after Mike Tyson was, I think it was suspended or...
Yeah, he just gotten out of jail. He was still suspended from boxing. It was actually illegal for him to throw a punch at this time.
And yet he did it anyway.
Why did he go to jail for? Was it after he bought that guy?
Things that cannot be mentioned.
Huh?
Was it because he bought that guy's ear off?
No, he went to jail before that.
Yeah. We cannot mention why he went to jail.
I can't tell you why he went to jail, son.
It just happened.
How is that legal? How did he not go to jail for buying that guy's ear off?
Well, he got in trouble for it.
Yeah, he got in trouble, but since it was inside the confines of a boxing ring,
right,
he didn't really get jail time because Evander Holyfield's like, yeah, you know what, he bit my ear off. I'm not going to press charges. And you know what? They end up doing a Mike Tyson's edibles together.
Yep.
Because now you got ear-shaped Evander Holyfield bite. Man, I tell you what, this was a time to be alive because Mike Tyson was a megastar.
I remember watching this, man. I'm 13 years old. Again, hell yeah, man. I was excited. Mike Tyson, Austin in the same fucking ring.
Yep.
The two most scariest WWF wrestlers in history.
Yep. Megastars. That's what this is. Look at Shane McMahon. This is before Shane McMahon became an on-screen guy.
Yep.
Like you could tell when it's Shane McMahon because he was referee back inside the 80s.
Yep.
Then he started doing some McMahoning in 1998. And before that, he would do side gigs as referee.
Yep. Referee, ring crew.
Smartest McMahon ever.
Yep.
Because he didn't have to do the reckless things that he would do. And Austin had a way with words. I like how he's telling him, you may be the baddest man in boxing, but you ain't the baddest man here. Because now they're about to brawl. I'll turn this up a little bit because there's some music. He just told this man to shut up. You see, the difference is that Austin carried himself like he's a Billy Badass.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stone Cold Steve
And Mike
Austin
Tyson here is also a Billy Badass.
This man's not know who he's talking to.
Oh, he knows who he's talking to, trust me.
And you see, Mike Tyson's clearly you can tell that Mike Tyson is loving this because Mike Tyson is a wrestling fan. He knows that even though Austin is doing this, Austin's not meaning anything by it. But he's also playing this part as a character.
Yep.
He got that grin. No matter what he did, he cannot hide that he was happy as hell to be inside this ring. And you can see that smile because it keeps on creeping up on his face. But then he goes back to being serious. That's right.
Watch it, son.
Yeah, because they're about to brawl. Here it comes.
Oh, he done messed up.
And then they had to separate both of them because there's about to be a fight. They're trying to keep Austin from Mike. Mike's being kept back from Austin. This was the brawl at the time. Look at Mike. He ain't even fazed by the guy trying to hold him back. He's like, let that son of a bitch up. We're going to fight. Now, look at it. He just pushed that referee like, get the fuck out of my face. Back then, this was the shit. Still is the shit. I'd put this up against any segment.
I was going wild in my basement when this was going on.
Look at Austin. They had to have at least 10 men trying to hold him down because he's wanting to get up and fight. Like Mike is staying right there, so he's like, "Let the son of a bitch up. I'll knock him out." Mike wasn't scared.
Hell nah.
That's why they call him Iron Mike during this time.
Baddest man on the planet.
That's right, and that's the reason why he was here. Look, Austin's trying his best to try to get free, but they're all trying to keep him away. I put this up against any segment of the modern age.
Oh man, yeah.
Nothing beats this.
What's the best I've ever seen? Ask me this. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, best man's get mad too. He's like, you son of a bitch, you costing me money.
You ruined my celebration.
Jump him.
And this was during the height of the McMahon Austin.
Oh man.
I'm here to say that without McMahon, Austin would not have been the biggest megastar.
No.
Because their feud at that time was so great that it gave you chills. Because it gave you
How many matches
Austin.
Mike Tyson been in?
Now watch this, Killian.
This was the match that Austin and Shawn Michaels had at WrestleMania.
This was the ending of the match. Stone Cold Stunner.
Mike Tyson is the special guest referee enforcer.
Got it. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. You know, that was a fast count. Holy shit. Mike Tyson fast counting his own guy.
He was supposed to
He's
be
the DX guy, though.
He was supposed to be Shawn Michaels' friend.
Yeah, he's wearing a shirt that says, "Suck it." I tell you can't trust your friends nowadays. No. They somehow fast count you. Now look at Austin. He's about to give. Oh, look at that. He gave. Yep, the man's got his own Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. Watch this. Watch how fast he takes out the DX shirt. He loves it. And then he's going to knock out Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is going, "What the heck, man? I thought we were friends. I thought you were on my side."
He said, "What the?"
Yeah, look. He's
What
like,
the
"Come on, dude. You're being his friend? What the hell are you doing?" Well, now here comes Mike Tyson up. Mike Tyson's about to knock his ass out. Don't do it, Shawn.
Mike Tyson's asleep, people?
Don't do it, Shawn.
Mike Tyson's asleep.
Don't touch him.
What? You want to sleep good?
Keep watching, son.
Just get up on Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Watch this punch.
Boom.
That's where he messed up. He swung at him.
Oh,
When he swung at Mike Tyson knocked his ass out. And it was great.
Yep. So that is what Bad Bunny was doing there last year. That is what Travis Scott is doing there this year.
Exactly.
That's why I Show Speed was in the Rumble.
No, you guys supposed to Rumble because that one guy got knocked out.
Right.
Yep, but he was there because he's a YouTuber that has a big following. And people can deny that YouTube has stars, but they do.
And I'm surprised you don't have a special room called I Show Speed's room in the hospital.
He did.
Right.
This man's always jumping into his monitors, jumping in the crowds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This man don't care if you don't. This man don't care anymore.
1998 was also a good year. I remember this one too.
Yep.
Chainsaw Charlie, a.k.a. Terry Funk.
The 1998 Royal Rumble where Mick Foley entered 3 different times.
That's right. And also started out the match with Chainsaw Charlie and they bring out weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I like how he's sitting with Shane Man. See, that's before Shane Man became a prominent figure too.
Yep.
Because then after this one, Shane Man would be seen more often.
I know.
For that, we only knew him as a referee. Howard Fink.
I wish there's more people here.
I still say that that's the greatest voice that Dudley ever had.
Yes. Yes. Nobody said, "and new," like the Fink.
That's right. No offense to Samantha Irvin. We all love her.
Yeah.
But she kind of broke my heart when she said that she didn't like being a ring announcer. Well, you didn't like it. Why did you put so much passion into it?
Yeah.
It's weird. Because I've seen guys that say that they don't like something, they don't put no passion into it. But she put passion into every word she spoke.
It's women. That's why.
Not all
He
women.
said it, not us.
Not all women, but yes, son.
But he said it, not us. You heard it here first, folks.
I don't care what you guys say.
But that was a great... I miss when they had their own stage setups.
Yes, yes.
Now we don't even get this.
No, it gave it its own personality.
It did for every show, every POE.
Yep. It had a theme. It looked fucking cool.
Yeah, it did. Look, Dude Love's there, but Cactus Jack's the one that's out here. Why the hell? How dare those fans wear Dude Love when Cactus Jack is out here?
I have a question.
What an insult.
Why do women always get mad at men when they cheat in their dreams? Or do something they don't want
Because the women think they're dreaming of what really happened.
Yeah.
Okay, cheating in your dream. I can control your dreams.
I know, son. Well, you just learn about that stuff when you're little.
Yeah, you learn that stuff when you're older. Because they always had their own. And now here comes Chainsaw Charlie, a.k.a. Terry Funk, wearing pantyhose. I mean, that's what he said. He said, give me some pantyhose and powder and I'll wear it out there. And that's how he did it.
Yep, this is all his idea.
And then Chainsaw Charlie faded out and then Terry Funk became Terry Funk.
Yep.
But Cactus Jack was the man.
I think I feel like his brother, what's his name? I think it's the name.
Pantyhose and powder. Chainsaw Charlie's got it all.
What's his name?
Do you a wrestler?
Yeah.
Now this was different from most War Rumbles. Because this is the War Rumble that kicked off the whole Three Faces of Foley being inside of War Rumble.
Yeah.
I think this is also the it's 1999 where they had China inside of it.
Yes.
It was like trying to play that one fruit game that trying to slice.
And look at this, we got some weapons to start out this War Rumble.
We got a chainsaw, we got steel chairs.
Oh, he beat that chainsaw out of his hand. Chainsaw Charlie is lucky that he did not fall onto the chainsaw. Because if it's still on.
No, it ain't on.
And now the ropes. And we got a cherry battle going on now. I love Terry Funk because he's innovative.
Ref had to go in and grab the chainsaw.
Yep, the ref had to be smart. And look, Chainsaw Charlie could not handle his chair. Now he's begging. He's like, no, I know I'm hardcore, but fuck you.
It's me.
Look, it's me. I'm Terry Funk. Don't do it.
Terry.
Are you buddy? But wait, he seems to forget this is Cactus Jack, and Cactus Jack don't give a fuck. Because it's Mankind that he's teamed up with, not Cactus Jack.
Yep.
Bang, bang.
Bang,
And now,
bang, bang.
here it goes. Now look at him. He's like, I can still stand. I can do it. Hit me, you son bitch. Hit me. Throw the chair at him, Cactus. Never mind, he gave the chair to him.
You hit me, motherfucker.
Yeah, hit him. Show Cactus that you're tough. Oh! And Cactus is dead. For a moment. This is what's going to bring back Dude Love and Mankind later. It's him getting hit with that chair.
Yeah.
Drags him out, throws him up. Nope, he's trying to eliminate him.
This is the worst match I've ever seen.
Boring. Oh, come on, Killian. This was the time of the life. Seeing Terry Funk and Cactus Jack cream each other with chairs.
That hit me with a chair.
Yeah, he wanted to get hit too.
Yeah, it's fun. Here we go.
Oh, Sal Sincere.
Yep.
Tom Brandy.
The only time they
change
appears.
his name every other week.
They always do. Look at Terry Funk. Oh, he's out of there fast. See, this Royal Rumble was unique. You had Foley comes in at Cactus Jack, comes in as Dude Love, comes in as Mankind.
Yep.
Never been done before. Never been done again.
They wanted to do it with The Godfather.
Yeah. Papa
yeah.
Shango,
Papa Shango,
Kama, Godfather.
Yeah. But
if Goodfather had been born at the time, it would have been Goodfather after Godfather.
Yep.
Yep.
And people would have been flipping their shit because Godfather and Goodfather are not good friends. Because one of them wants to censor the other one.
There's no chance, Rick, again.
And there we go. Onto the chairs. Oh!
Boom!
You know that has to hurt.
Oh,
even if they gimmick it, it's still going to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That's still. Oh, look at him. He's crying. Come on, Terry. You can handle it.
First time I've seen a wrestler cry, actually.
I mean, getting slammed on a steel chair like that, I'd probably cry too.
Yeah, but remember,
I would too.
Remember that one guy got, I forgot his name, got hit on the, how it's thorns. It's pretty bad. I forgot what it's called.
Thorns.
What was it called? I forgot what they're called. Something put on fences and
Barbed wire?
yeah, the barbed wire chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want barbed wire because when it's real, you're going to be busted open.
Yeah, but that one, I could.
Here goes Nation Rock. This when Rock was still part of the Nation of Domination.
Yep.
Long before.
Just breaking out, just finding the Rock character.
Yep. Die, Rocky, die. Die, Rocky, die. And look at him, taking his boots to both of them. He always had that weird stomp where he's shaking his leg before he stomps you.
I was a fan of that. That was really unique. I really liked it.
It is. He's the only one that ever does it.
Yep.
The only one that does it right, too. And now he's taking Terry Funk down inside the corner. Because, of course, you can. You got to take out the chainsaw whittling freak before he gets any steam.
Or before it grabs the chainsaw.
Of course, is he Chainsaw Charlie now? Because he's always shown that he's Terry Funk.
Right.
So is it Chainsaw Charlie or is it Chainsaw Funk?
It's Chainsaw Funk.
It's Chainsaw Charlie Funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Because no way is he just Chainsaw Charlie no more.
Nah.
And now they're beating the hell out of Rock while he's got a trash can on him. Imagine two men taking you to town with a trash can over your head.
Man, that's not even fair, man. You can't even see nothing. You can't even move your arms right.
Yeah, boss.
And now a chair's being taken to it. Hey, he's still in it because he only went through the bottom rope.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Low blow.
the nutsack.
All spurs, love, and war.
Sir.
No more treasure for you.
Throw him out. Headbutt. Throw him out. Never mind. I should have known this Cactus Jack that we're talking about, he's glutton for punishment.
Yep.
Actually, I think that turns him on.
Come on, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, here comes the
Headbanger March.
headbangers. Here it comes. Oh,
Oh, Terry threw a fucking chair at him.
damn. Terry tried to kill that man. Decapitation style.
Fuck you and your skirt.
Terry has a lot of anger towards people with kilts. He don't like them. He didn't like Roddy Piper. He don't like these guys.
Nope.
You've got a skirt.
I think old school wrestling had something about it that was so unique that today's wrestling needs to try and find that spark too. Needs to go back and study.
Well, I think, see, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Listening to the Old School Wrestlers podcast, have them talk about today's wrestlers. You know, one of the major thing is back then the wrestlers wrestled 9-10 days a week.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys maybe 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So back then, you know, your moves are a lot smoother. You know, your transition is a lot smoother because you're doing it every day, sometimes multiple times a day. You know, these guys, you know, thankfully they're not doing that schedule anymore.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these guys are not banging up their bodies as much as the old school guys does. But that payoff is their moves don't look as good and as flawless as they used to. Now you see guys setting up position into the move before the guy is anywhere near them.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, that's just because, you know, they were off for 4 days and now coming back and doing this match.
I just saw a naked Midian come out as a goblin.
This is before he was naked. He was wearing coveralls. And
You know, I didn't realize that he was a goblin when he was first Midian. But then when he was naked Midian, I was like, okay, now I realize he was a goblin.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I didn't think that any Goblin was still signed.
Well, I think Henry was still signed. He was injured.
Yeah.
Which why they were doing Southern Justice with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Henry got injured, and that's when they turned Phineas into Midian.
Yep. Just don't go naked on us, brother.
Yeah, I don't know who, why, where the hell that came from.
Same guy.
I think that was punishment because I was listening to Taker's podcast with Midian on it, and I guess Midian had asked Stephanie out on a date.
Oh,
And
no.
Yes. Yes.
Midian, you dumb son of a
yes.
bitch.
And Steph was like, no, Vince doesn't allow me to marry wrestlers, gave him the whole spiel.
Unless you're Triple H.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the difference is that...
But I think that might have been punishment. Oh, you want to ask my daughter out? Well, now you go out there in a thong.
And then he tried to punish Triple H and realized, oh, shit, this guy might be son-in-law material. Well, fuck.
Yep.
I'll let you date her. And then he let her marry her. And he's like, okay, I got the right son-in-law. But just imagine if he had let her date Phineas.
Yeah.
Well, did she even find him attractive? We would never know.
I don't even.
She
think
probably
so.
was being nice when she said, "My dad don't let me date wrestlers."
I probably that is probably a Vince rule. I could see that being a real Vince rule, but I could see that being her cop out at the same time.
Yep. But I also think that Triple H got lucky. Because when him and her did fall for each other, it was because they got inside the storyline.
Yep.
Johnny, I found his beads. Where should I put them?
I think those were from a necklace from that Rock fight. They're all over the place, son.
You're all over the place.
There's 1,000 of them all over the place.
If you find them, put them inside that bucket there. That jar. That chalice on the table.
Yeah, right there. No, in the cup.
But I think that Triple H got lucky because they fell in love for real.
Yep.
And what happened was that Triple H may have been dating China, but he didn't intend to fall in love. And that's what happened. And their love has stayed strong for 25 plus years.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get it wrong. They think that they married in 1999. No. They married in 2003.
Yep.
And it wasn't until 2003 where the love really blossoms.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole angle with them getting married and everything, he was still with China.
Yep. And China never let go that they got together and did not tell her. Mm-hmm. And China suffered because of that. She spent many of her years depressed, angry, hurt, and still mad over that. Oh my God, it's the Baka too. I hate the fucking DOA.
Why? What?
I'll tell you why, because the DOA did not do shit.
Well, yes, you're right.
They had a good gimmick, good name, Disciple of Apocalypse. Yep. But when it came to winning matches and doing more than just the faction war thing, they didn't do anything outside of that.
No, that wasn't their fault, I don't think.
It wasn't. Also, they had Brian Lee, a.k.a. the guy that played Undertaker.
Yep.
They could have went somewhere, but they didn't.
Right. Well, I don't know what happened to Brian Lee. Like, he was... Crush left after the Montreal Screwjob. So it was just a trio. And then I don't know what happened to Brian Lee. I don't know why he left.
I think injury may have played a part.
Maybe.
And he didn't renew his contract, so... But the DOA was such a good name and a good gimmick that could have worked if they would have put their all into it.
Yeah.
But I think WWF only saw them as a faction wars type. Because if you remember, they had them, they had Los Pericos, and then the Nation of Domination. And that's all they would do. All throughout the year of 1997, just this faction wars. But you never saw the Michael Likers as Wrestling Bibles calls them, do more than that. They could have been tag team champions a lot. They could have had one of the guys go for the Intercontinental Championship. Never happened. Could have had a guy that like Brian Lee who could have been a WWF champion. Happened. That never happened.
Right.
I wish the DOA had done more.
I do too.
That's the reason why I say I do not like them. Because they had a great name, a great gimmick, and a great look to them. But the company itself did not see them as more than cannon fodder.
Johnny, this was on the podcast. How did you think of the logo like that, the one behind you? How did you think of that?
That's actually Andy's own design.
Oh.
Andy, from a young age, drew that. And this is a painting of it. As you can see, he's got his street name, Draws. Now, I don't know why he's called Draws, but that's neither here nor there.
It ain't our fault.
Draws is another nickname for underwear.
Yep, it is. But that is his original design, the original monster head. Also on our original championship.
Uh-huh.
But our current logo is painted. And that's actually a painting of the logo.
Hell yeah.
Nice guy in the podcast.
And we've been doing this thing since, well, it's been here since 2020.
Yep.
And I came on in 2022.
Okay.
I've been a workhorse ever since.
Yes, you have, man.
And we started a couple...
Every day, Johnny is doing something with this podcast. Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, behind the computer. Every day, Johnny is doing something.
Yep, because I'm booking, I'm doing the shows, I'm doing the page, I'm managing YouTube, I'm doing things for AMW by posting their shorts. I'm a jack of all trades in that regard.
Yes, sir.
I just wish that DOA had done more.
If Johnny could go back and fix one thing,
It'd be DOA.
DOA would be a lot more.
I probably would have told Bradshaw to ditch the fucking mustache because he was not a tough guy. I mean, he was a tough guy, but he's not a tough guy with that mustache.
Well, they worked for... They were trying to emulate the original Blackjacks, so it works, but, like, nobody at this time knew who the fucking Blackjacks were.
I mean, you're right.
Yep.
They didn't. And
I mean, you got Bradshaw and Wyndham together in a fucking tag team. You give them any other name and they're top stars. I mean, they're trying to emulate a tag team from the 70s.
Exactly.
You know?
And yet, they did not make it.
No.
That's why I prefer him with Farouk.
Oh, yes. APA all the way, man.
They struck gold. Also, they didn't do much with Steve Blackman. This guy was a legit martial artist. I want to see Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman versus Dan Severn, and we never got it.
No.
And when we did get Dan Severn versus Ken Shamrock, there was some bullshit behind it.
Yep.
And it never happened again. Even in Brawl for All, they kept out the actual tough guys from it. You didn't see Farouk. You didn't see Farouk. You didn't see Steve Blackman. You didn't see Ken Shamrock or Dan Severn partaking in it.
They said Blackman was supposed to be in it, but injured himself training.
Blackman would have killed all of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because it allowed
Oh, man. Especially,
kicking.
Kicking and takedowns. He would just took him down all day.
Yep. And we saw this because I think, who was it that was doing takedowns inside the Brawl for All?
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember who it was. But, yeah, that's how they won. It was just takedowns.
Mark Merrill.
Yep.
He was getting a lot of takedowns until he got knocked out.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened to Steve Blackman, though. Steve Blackman would have been going and would have been doing takedowns. He probably would have been doing spin kicks.
Yep.
But we didn't get that because Steve Blackman got injured. And then we didn't get Dan Severn in it, which would have been cool.
When Bradshaw tells a story of, I forget who told him to. Someone told him to go rib Blackman.
Oh, shit.
And I guess, grab him, smack his ass or do something,
Yeah.
And Blackman turned around, lit him up, and Bradshaw said he hit him about 20 times before he realized what the hell was going on.
Damn.
Dang.
That was just Blackman reminding him, don't fuck with a black belt.
Right. I would have loved to have seen Blackman in that Brawl for All.
Me too, because if they were playing it as real and they were letting these guys really beat the hell out of each other,
Yep.
I would have liked to have seen Blackman show off his martial arts skill in a real fight right then and there. That was his chance, but he wasn't in it. Neither was Ken Shamrock or Dan Severn.
Yep.
Remember, Dan Severn was a UFC guy.
Yep.
That would have been his foray right there. He would have been taking guys down and ground and pounding. And remember, ground and pound counts because you're beating the hell out of a guy's face and he can't do nothing about it because he can't get up. So you're scoring a lot of points right there unless you knock his ass out in one punch.
Yep.
But we didn't get that because Brawl for All was designed, apparently, to teach Bradshaw a lesson. Of course, a lesson for what? Apparently, for acting like... I mean, he is a tough guy, but he's also a smart ass.
Listen, he's a Texan.
Yeah.
Anybody knows anybody about a Texan knows they're all loudmouths. They're all the big guy in the locker room. They're all the best fucking football players. They're all hit the hardest, you know.
But like JBL said on his podcast.
So, I mean, I've said it. I mean, you're sitting around the fucking locker room with a bunch of guys, you know. I'll fuck him up. I'll blah, 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 you know.
I'll beat this guy's ass so good and bad.
I'm the biggest, baddest guy in this locker room.
Something I kind of like with this podcast. We put wrestling on. For some reason, we don't talk about it. We talk about anything.
Well, this is why it's still called the Rinky Dinky Bullshit Podcast.
Yep.
Because sometimes we end up talking about the wrestling.
So we'll talk about wrestling. We'll talk about boxing. We'll talk about...
Oh, God. Here comes the wild man. I mean, marvelous Mark Miller.
The Brawl for All was a wrestling match. It was a tournament.
Yeah,
but it wasn't wrestling. They were legit beating the hell out of each other.
No, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about this Royal Rumble. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. This is the one where Foley shows up 3 different times. But I mean, we just got wrestling in the background just so we have something to watch.
That's right. Oh, look at it. If those were real, Blackman would have fucked him up.
Oh yeah.
Because Mark Merrill didn't last long in Brawl for All either. A guy with Golden Glove boxing. He didn't last long inside of a thing that should have been his foray.
Yep.
Damn. It was like he wasn't even trying. He was doing takedowns, but you didn't see no boxing style. I guess he thought because the ring isn't like boxing, he shouldn't do boxing.
Well, I mean, he is an accomplished boxer, but I mean, he still was an accomplished Golden Gloves, but he's still just an amateur.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he would fucking outbox me any day of the week. But he's not a world-class boxer by any means.
The best man still wanted Johnny B. Bad. Yeah. Not this man. And this man's wife had big old hooters. And that is why this man loved her.
Yep.
But like Jim Cornette said, you put any other blonde inside her position, they would have done it 10 times better.
You know, I was like...
And he's right. You were saying?
You know who else likes the Hooters? Sean.
Yep. Yep. We know that.
That's the one person I wish was here.
Hot dog emoji for Sean.
That's right. Drop a hot dog emoji if you think Sean loves Hooters. Then again, who doesn't love Hooters? Of course, Hooters is closing down. Sadly.
Yeah, they had good wings, but they're closing down now.
Apparently, you can't ogle the Hooters girls no more. So you gotta go find a new substitute. Hey, strip clubs exist for a reason. And now this big old corgi is being dumped out. Oh, look at that, he's gone. He didn't really do much, really.
He didn't do much, but you know what?
He had a good size.
The oddities were...
I love the oddities.
They fit where they were, you know?
The Oddities had one of the greatest songs I've ever heard.
Oh, yes.
By ICP, The Oddities.
Yep.
If you wasn't jamming out to that, then I don't know what is.
Everybody come to the greatest show. Gather up all juggalos and roll.
That's right. Because that is the greatest theme song that a faction has ever had.
Yep.
And yet they want me to think that the Oddities wasn't good. The Oddities were over like Rover. Every member that was in that fucking group was over.
Yep.
Fred Ottoman was Goldman.
No, that was Tenta.
Oh, that was Tenta?
Yep.
Well, damn.
Tenta.
John Tenta, the Earthquake.
And Fred Ottoman was Shockmaster.
It sort of feels like Penta.
Yeah.
Tenta, Penta. One day they're going to have a match. Oh, wait. They can't.
They can't.
Because Earthquake is gone. R.I.P. John Tenta. But John Tenta was great as Goldman.
Oh, yes. He didn't like it. He did not like that character, but I was a fan, man. I went out and I had my mom buy me a big-ass fucking Cartman doll.
Nice.
Just because Golga came out with it.
Yes. And
Yeah,
people...
everyone was looking at my grandma at the airport.
Yep.
With a big Cartman. Everybody staring.
People try and discredit the Oddies, but I think the Oddies was one of the greatest factions that there was at the time.
It was, man. They were niche, but they found their groove. You know, they fucking stuck in their lane. Had a great feud with Kai and Tai.
That's right. And no one mentions that ICP was inside that group.
Yep. Hall of Fame worthy, if you ask me, and not the celebrity wing.
That's right.
As wrestling superstars.
That's right.
Because
they are wrestlers. I mean, I think that they earned wrestling respect because they wrestled in WWF and in WCW.
Yep. And TNA.
Yep. And then they formed Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
Which they also own and manage.
Yep.
And people could say whatever they want, but ICP does have good music. Especially my favorite song, In My Room.
Ooh.
Because it's just psycho.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the songs that I listen to that gets me inside the mood. Especially when I'm writing stories.
There you go.
But that's the type of thing people need to go back and watch. Go watch the old classic WWF because you'll see things like the oddities. ICP with Golga, with Corgan, with all this group, and one a banger of a song.
With Big Silva, they had Luna.
Oh, look, Mankind! Oh, but speaking of Mankind, this is the original Mankind.
Yep, with the brown shirt and the Ankh cross in the back.
Yep, I love that Mankind compared to the one they became later.
Yeah, the corporate Mankind with the shirt.
I just love the old Mankind theme song. How tortured it sounds.
Oh yes, the piano music in
No.
He also had the OD to Mankind.
Did he still have a sock? What is it?
No, he did not have a sock yet.
Nope, he had instead a brown strap that was over the fingers they used to make him claw you.
I remember those, yeah.
Yep.
And back then, he had two themes. He had the Mankind sad theme that we always heard, and he had the end theme. When they win a match, they had OD to Mankind.
Yep.
I thought that was cool.
For some reason, I heard like beep on this one. I had like a beep in my things.
There's a beat?
Yeah, I heard beep and...
Is it still doing it?
No, it was one beep. It's not actually got pressed. They're like beep. Probably that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. I hit the microphone by accident.
I was like...
But that's the thing about old school WWF. You had great talent.
Look, this is why the Attitude Era was the best era. And people can pick it apart and go, the divas were horrible, and this was horrible, and that was horrible, and you're all right. But what makes the Attitude Era the greatest era in wrestling ever was because everybody was over from top to bottom. Didn't matter who you were in that locker room, you were over. The artist formerly known as Goldust coming out with a thong over his tights, with blue hair and red face paint and a bra on. That guy's over.
Yes, he is. Over like Rover. And look at that. Mankind's whooping his ass.
Uh-huh.
People don't know nothing about the original Goldust.
Nope.
Goldust used to at guys.
He used to quote movies at the beginning of every
That's
promo.
right.
When he first debuted, he would quote a movie.
And don't forget the Undertaker purple gloves laying inside the ring, and Goldust crawls on top of him, puts both his arms over his head like that. Goldust get just on top of him, I'm making kissy face for kissing his lips. And Undertaker jumped up like, you son of a bitch. Or, how about when Ahmed Johnson told him, you better not kiss me on my fucking lips. And Goldust was like, all right, bet. So when the came time for filming it, live, mind you, he kissed him on the lips and then ran like a motherfucker. Because Ahmed Johnson jumped up off that gurney like a son of a bitch, angry, wanting to get his hands onto him.
Hey, Peyton, that happens every podcast. We're just used to it by now.
What'd you say?
She wants somebody to fart really bad until it stinks really bad in here.
Gosh.
And that happens every show. We're just used to it. We just ignore it now.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, he's a kitty. You trying to kill him? Trying to kill the second boss?
But
And he's out.
that's the thing about the Goldust character of old. He used to prey upon men's homophobia.
Yep.
He was an androgynous character. This was long before he started doing this thing.
Yeah.
Goldust used to be one unique character because he used to prey on men's homophobia and he'd do anything. And it was Savio Vega who helped Dustin Reynolds come out of his rut because one night they were working a house show as Goldust character. And Savio Vega, while Goldust has his hands around his waist, he tells him, instead of just having it around my waist, why don't you take your hands and do this little number to me? And then Goldust did that and it got over with the fans.
Yep.
And Savio Vega played into it. A lot of people get this misconception that Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, didn't want to work with Goldust because he was playing that character. That wasn't it at all. It's just that Razor Ramon didn't get to have many matches with Goldust because Scott Hall was gone from the company after that.
Yep.
That guy, remember, he was in WCW just months after the Goldust character arrived.
That's right.
And look at this, the Black Hawk.
Black Heart.
Yep. The black sheep of the family.
Guys
It's whooping on Jeff Jarrett's ass.
Guys like wrestling, don't watch WWE. Watch WWF, because that's real fighting.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, WWE is getting better.
Yeah. But
It
still,
is.
I'd rather watch this than watch Logan Paul. What is
Right.
it?
But now we get Penta.
Yeah,
And
they have Penta.
so
I will
it's
give
getting better. It's getting better. And they got Russo and, so WWE is getting better.
I'll give Logan Paul his flowers though. He can wrestle.
Yes.
He just has a shitty character.
Not a fan, but he is a good wrestler.
He's a good wrestler, but his prime tastes the exact same. Any single flavor, exact same.
Yeah. Well, see that has nothing to do with wrestling. So, see, I don't care when I talk about his wrestling. I don't care about Prime. I don't care about his YouTube. I don't care about his brother. I just care about what he does in the ring. And I might not be a fan of him. Might like his character, but what he can do in the ring, he's really good at.
Yep, I can respect that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anything else besides that he is about, he's shit.
Yep.
Like I don't like Prime, I don't like Lunchleys, because Lunchleys that they were trying to talk about was going to replace Lunchable had maggots and mold and all that, and wasn't even regulated for children, but yet they were catering it to kids.
Yeah, real mold in them.
Yeah, and they were catering it to children. And to me, that's a piece of shit thing to do. Because you're literally trying to poison children with something that you're trying to say was food for them.
Yeah, it's the way they package it.
Yeah.
Because they do gonna outdo Lunchables. But, outdo by, okay, you're going out of business because you're trying to kill little people, little kids.
Exactly.
Lunchables, it's unhealthy as heck, but still, we're not gonna die from it.
Right.
Exactly.
Moldy cheese.
But that's the thing about Lunchleys. Logan Paul and KSI and Mr. Beast didn't want to take accountability for their bullshit product.
That's right.
That's why KSI tried to blame everyone but himself. And that, to me, is a coward's way of doing things.
Well, anything Mr. Beast touch just turns to shit anyways.
That's right.
He's got to like, how many times?
Yeah.
Mr. Beast is a fake millionaire, just so everyone knows.
Yep.
He can claim that he's a millionaire all he wants, but he pays those people to act like they've won something when they haven't.
Yeah, and someone like zoomed in. And
Hi, Mom.
at the money he did, was actually fake.
I believe it. I believe
Yeah, I
it's fake.
believe it too.
Because he
They
could
said-
claim himself to be a millionaire, but
But then he says give him a check at the end.
Yeah.
Sure.
it's a fake check. Because Mr. Beast's whole brand is to make it seem like he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And then
But that's far from it.
KSI gets mad because no one likes his new song when it's trash.
Yeah.
I would rather listen to Thunder for an hour than listen to a guy trying to be Eminem.
Yeah.
To actually be good. Thinking he's good.
Exactly.
Even Gordon Ramsay would call him an idiot sandwich.
He is an idiot sandwich.
He's the definition of an idiot sandwich.
Yep.
That's right. KSI, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul are all trash
If
for
you guys
trying to
watching
sell that
this-
to kids.
We're meant to offend you. We all hate you.
That's right.
Especially you, KSI.
Yeah, because KSI is not a great YouTuber. I'm sorry, but I watch YouTube, and KSI is not a great YouTuber. I Show Speed is a better YouTuber than him.
Man, I love I Show Speed, man.
I just-
He's not going to just go walk up and give somebody some money, whether it be fake or not. That motherfucker's going to walk you into the store. Hey, man, what you want? You want a sandwich? You want something to
That's
drink?
right.
Man, what you want?
He even was helpful to someone that was having a panic attack. He
Yep.
got her water and was asking her if she's okay and all that. Because I Show Speed is a real one.
He is.
As is Kai. Because Kai and I Show Speed have a father-son type bond. Because
Yeah, but-
Kai is like his dad. Because he looks out for him. Whenever he sees something
Yeah, but
that he don't want I Show Speed to do, he'll call him.
yeah, Kai's a cool guy, but he doesn't do as much as I Show Speed. But yeah, you've seen Drake, Snoop. Well, I don't think Drake, but Snoop, Ice Spice, everybody.
I mean, Kai does do a lot of streaming, though.
Yeah.
And Kai does support I Show Speed by watching his streams when he's live. Because I remember one time, someone tried to get I Show Speed to do gang signs, and I Show Speed didn't know that they were trying to get him to throw up gang signs. So Kai called him, and on stream, Kai tells him, hey, go somewhere where they can't hear you. And then he told him, hey, bro, no matter what, don't be doing that. Don't do no stupid shit like they're trying to ask you. Don't you be throwing up those signs, because those are gang signs. You feel me? Don't be doing that. That could get you killed.
And
He's right.
And I Show Speed, yeah, he's very funny. And
Yeah.
something that
Also, he's earned my respect because he took that spear.
Oh, man. Man, that spear.
what happened?
And the fact that
When,
tore
I
skin
showed-
off his leg.
When I Show Speed was in the Royal Rumble, and Braun Breaker bounced off the rope, boom, this way, then again this way, boom,
Wham.
then bam, speared him. You remember that
yeah, I
one?
remember that.
Yeah. He
Took
cut
his ass
He cut
out.
his leg when he hit. Yeah, he hit so hard he cut his leg.
Yeah. Skin was torn off his leg.
Yep.
And he was showing it to Logan Paul backstage.
Yep.
Also,
You know,
he's
he didn't cry about it. He didn't try to blame Braun Breaker for nothing. That's fucking respect.
and also Kai was live streaming it from his area too, and was saying, "Oh, dog, that's I Show Speed inside of the ring." And then when he saw him get killed by the spear, he's like, "Oh, damn, I Show Speed just got murdered." But that's respect.
yeah, I
Yes.
Show Speed, funny as heck.
He is funny, yes.
But I'm surprised there isn't a room called I Show Speed's medical room.
There might be. There might be.
There probably is.
If there's this, I'm gonna start cracking up. Cause we know you're.
Oh God, this guy's got a wedgie. That's the worst trunks that he could have chosen.
That ain't a wedgie. That's an uber wedgie. That's the most wedgie I've
Man.
ever seen.
Ahmed Johnson could have been something, but his attitude and also
Yeah.
the fact that he does stuff like that
Yep.
was never going to make him a world
Oh, yeah.
champion. Or an intercontinental. Oh my God, the referee got killed.
To something.
Hey, shout out to Phineas. He just checked down that referee after he kicked him side head.
I was watching this video. It's about Kai. They said his house is only a couple minutes away from P Diddy's, and this man's like, "Oh, turtles in my house." Like, you probably do.
Well, there's a tunnel to MJ's house from Diddy's.
Yeah, and I see that. Remember a Thriller by Michael Jackson?
Yep.
I feel like someone's watching me. They say that there's tunnels under Michael Jackson's house from P. Diddy.
Yep. Oh, God. He just shoved up. Why was Ahmed Johnson still there? If he just ran after the guy. See, that's why he was never going to be a world champion and why he got dropped in WCW when he was Big T.
Yep.
Wrestling Bible says that he was big titties. Because might as well.
Yep.
Because he wasn't in shape when he was wrestling. Well, guys, we've been on here 2 hours.
That's been 2 hours already?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Time flies when you're having good conversation.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to say goodbyes first?
Well, sorry we couldn't have our scheduled special appearance guest today. But this is the Ricky Deaky Bullshit
That's right.
Podcast, and, Plan B on the fly, and we just bullshit our way through it.
That's what it's all about, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do when things fall through. Guys, thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Thank you
We
all
do
very
pay
much.
attention. And, man, I can't believe that I finally got through to deleting all those motherfucking reels that bot
Yeah,
posted.
right.
Like, please, Facebook,
Dude,
fix the bot situation.
yeah.
Because there should not have been 20,000 reels made out of one video
Right.
without my permission. But that happens.
20,000, I mean 200,000?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, son, we're getting ready to say our goodbyes.
You want to say your goodbyes?
See ya. Stay nice.
Stay nice.
Guys, I just want to say, it's been the Podcast God, Superfly John Lee, Ricky Dick Bullshit Podcast Season 2, Episode 10, Bullshitting Out Loud. And I just want to say, you're not having fun?
You ain't getting none.
Damn, Skippy. Yeet,
Yeet.
yeet.
Nice guy, Andy Podcast.
If he keeps popping out the mouth, I'm going to be his daddy.
What is up, guys? This is OVW's Big Whiskey, Jared Kripke. And if you are top shelf talent, then you'd be watching the Nice Guy Andy podcast. That's right. Top shelf talent approved.
Hell yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Anyways, you guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.
But those were expensive shoes. You know, Scott Diamond is custom made.
Watch the Nice Guy Andy podcast.
I love it.